Well, let's start with the extraordinary Mr. Gore talking about David Lee. Come on down.
All right. Hi there. I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse. Usually when I'm down here for these, I get to start, and I don't know if that's easier or harder. But it's easy when it comes to David. As Dr. K was saying, none of these students nominate themselves for the award. And David is the prime example of one of those students who, despite being probably one of the best musicians that has come through this program in the last 100 years, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that, he's also the same guy who you say that and he's like, no, no, that's not me. And he goes out and is one of only a very few freshmen to ever make the wind ensemble here. No, it's fine. And he goes out and makes district band, which only 18 kids can be sent from a building in any given year. And he makes it all 4 years of high school. No, it's fine. And goes out and makes all state 2 years in a row, this year being the principal chair clarinetist in the entire state of Illinois, which is pretty remarkable. No, it's fine. It's all right. And wins not only our local concerto competition here at LHS, competing against all the other outstanding musicians here, but goes and wins the Walgreens concerto competition that's basically for all over the state of Illinois. And all of the musicians there, David, that's really awesome. Yeah, very shy and retiring about it. And he's so just and early acceptance at Northwestern in their very competitive music program and all of those things. And he's very shy and retiring about it, and it's wonderful. In that he's outstanding, but not in an arrogant way at all. And it's very obvious to anyone who watches David day in and day out why he's outstanding. It's easy, people, oh yeah, he's a musician. He's just really talented. And that, I think, is probably my big, I hate hearing that because it's not talent. If you watch David, it's really, really hard work. He's practicing every day, hours and hours. And the time and dedication he has shown to that is mature beyond his years, and it definitely has paid dividends in his case. And he's just as dedicated when it comes to working with his other students. He's our vice president of our band board, because no, not president. That's it's okay. And he's been our section leader, and he works with the students. And if it's a fellow All-Stater sitting next to him, he's got tips. And if it's one of our freshmen who's struggling to figure out which hand goes on top of the clarinet, he's got the patience and time for that. And just that sort of character, and I'm so proud to see it pay off in what the opportunities he's had here and the numerous opportunities he will have to come. He's going to be one of those alumni that'll be on the Alumni Wall of Fame for, I'm not quite sure you're going into chemistry and music, right? So I'm not sure if it'd be because he's principal clarinet of the New York Philharmonic or because he's discovered the cure for cancer. But he's going to work at either one of those until he gets there, I'm sure. So I'm really proud to have him up here. I couldn't believe it's taken till senior year to get you up here, David, but I'm really proud to have him, and on behalf of all of us in the music department that have the privilege of working with you every day, congratulations and thank you.
Lead clarinetist Philharmonic, cures cancer. What a resume, right? That's not a bad resume. Awesome. All right, well, way to get us started. We're going to jump around a little bit. We are going to bring up the magnifique, right? Magnifique, Mr. Guillard, who is going to talk about Amanda Paige. Come on down.
So, this is Amanda. And as Dr. Kulanta said, every year we got the calendar of the students that not the students, but the dates, and if it's either a freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior, and I look at the calendar, it's like this year I have a senior to choose. And then sometimes it's like we have good students, it's hard to find out. That time, I knew exactly who I would choose. So even after, I had my idea, I wait, and then I had a colleague who said, "Oh, do you want to trade with me? I don't know who to choose." It's like, no. I know who I want to recognize, and it's going to be Amanda. So I'm going to read what I have because it's better. So when asked to select the senior for the True Wildcat Award, Amanda was top of my list. There was other candidates, but she was there. A few months ago, when I was even asked if I wanted to change month, but I knew who I wanted to recognize, and I politely declined the offer. So here we are to talk about Amanda. French isn't always an easy subject for everyone, but Amanda has shown courage, tenacity, and determination to stay the whole 4 years in the French program. It would have been easy or easier to stop before. And now I just want to make a small remark. When you look around, there are like several students who were my students and decided to explore other adventures. And I won't name anybody, but let me count. It's good. It's like 1, 2, 3. I know who you are, and you know that too. But then, Amanda decided to take on the challenge, and she stayed in French 5. And I appreciate her hard work every day. I am proud to see everything she has achieved. Nobody knows what the future will bring us, but I'm not worried. I know without a doubt that Amanda's positive attitude and daily smiles will help her to be successful. It's truly a pleasure to have her in class every day. Merci pour tout ce que tu as fait dans la classe. Bon courage et pour la suite. Et pour mes autres élèves, vous êtes quand même des bons élèves aussi et je vous apprécie toujours aussi. Félicitations, Amanda.
First time I've heard a French teacher called people out to slam. Right, like it. All right, we are going to bring up our next student now. We're going to bring up the awesome Mrs. Owens to talk about Olivia Cherry. Come on down.
I'm going to lower the mic just a little bit. All right, I'm going to look at what I wrote, Olivia, because that'll be easier. Hi, everyone. I'm Tiffany Owens. I teach science. I teach human physiology. I had the honor and privilege of having Olivia in my class last semester. When it was my turn to choose a senior, Olivia immediately stood out to me. So this year, my focus has kind of been, Libertyville's day one focus was all about fun and games. So I have been really working hard to have games in my classroom. We played spoons. We've done an escape room. Spoons, actually, I found was way more challenging than what I meant for it to be. But anyway, Olivia comes to class, and I don't have her this semester, came to class every day with a smile on her face and a positive attitude. It is obvious Olivia's passion for medicine. She always asked questions, always applied information I was talking about in class, and made it really, really fun for me as a teacher. So it really stretched me to answer Olivia's questions and even make it more fun and more games for everyone in there. Olivia shows initiative to help others in a kind, constructive manner. She's an asset to any lab partner she has. I would say probably any partner in any class you would have. But in addition, not just a partner in a group. She's very active. She's very helpful. She works hard. She has an amazingly strong work ethic. And on top of that, she is funny. Her sense of humor is fantastic, and she loves puzzles, I found. She was a master at my game of bones escape room that I designed in class. She did not give up. She was one of the few groups that solved it, and she was very tenacious. Very aggressive game player, which I love. So she has a laser focus and this competitive, fun nature. You are truly a breath of fresh air to have in class. And I enjoyed so much having you, and I'm sad that I don't have you this semester. But congratulations, Olivia, for everything. And thank you for making last semester so much fun for me. And I just can't wait to see all the great things you accomplish in your life. So, congrats.
I agree that Olivia is very competitive because after the juniors rightfully won the Spirit Cup in the fall, I heard about it from Olivia, and I think she defriended me on Twitter. So, All right. I am going to bring up our next student, and I am going to play the role. This is kind of, it's kind of, appropriate here. Mr. Thomas is our acting teacher and a speech teacher, and he's not here today, so he asked me to stand in for him. So I'm going to bring up Paula Magana to come on down, and I'm going to play the role of Mr. Thomas, speaking about this extraordinary young woman. So, all right, you ready? Yeah. Okay. Imagine me a little taller, a little balder. Okay. Hey, I'm headed that direction. I can say it. All right, it is truly a privilege to nominate Paula as this month's true Wildcat. I had the pleasure of having Paula in speech first semester, and what a fun-spirited and incredible journey it proved throughout. She truly set the bar for her peers time and time again. Her skills in communication are superior, and her commitment to growing in these skills is what sets her apart. Her classmates and I all witnessed how Paula continually practiced and improved, and so on, in order to enhance the design and delivery of her speeches and presentations. Maybe you should give this speech. Sounds like you've developed quite a skill for this. In order to give feedback, I take detailed notes during student presentations. I vividly recall her end of the semester Change the World assignment. Her presentation on suicide prevention was so captivating that I didn't write down a single note. I just sat and listened to her passionate, compelling performance. While she may get her poise from her experiences and leadership on the dance team, she certainly employs the multitude of skills we explored in class to convey her ideas with her sense of confidence and way of being. In another speech this past semester, Paula quoted the rapper Pitbull's song, Time of Our Lives, saying, "Every day above ground is a great day. Fittingly, she is the type of person who finds something meaningful in each day." It's pretty cool. You can bring Pitbull into your class assignment, huh? Not bad. Paula is personally committed to striving for success in so many areas of her life. Ultimately, Paula is a true wildcat, though because she pushes others to success as well. And she is encouraging, kind, and funny when she does so. Her peers are lucky to have her as a classmate who coaches them through offering critique and celebrating what's done well. Congratulations, Paula. Scene. All right. Mr. Thomas has never sounded better, but he's never looked worse. So there we go. All right, let's keep it rolling with the incredible Mr. Gerlach, who is going to talk about Alexander Black. Come on down.
I think Paula had a theme in her class because she used Post Malone in my class instead of Pitbull. So, and I also didn't realize when we come up here we're supposed to be comedians. Mr. Guillard, that was amazing. I loved it. But Alex told me to keep this short and simple, so I'm going to try my best to keep it short and simple. I had Alex first semester, so I don't have him anymore. at this point because I had him in woodworking 1. He wasn't able to fit another class in this semester, obviously for reasons of continuing his career in science, which is great. In terms of Alex at the end of the day, 8th period, it can be exhausting. And I get to the end of my day and I'm exhausted. Okay, we all get to that point. We're busy throughout the day, and every day I would see Alex, he would yell at me because I would be late because I'm helping a kid in my 7th period class, and he's yelling down the hall, hurry up, Gerlach, hurry up, Gerlach. And I'd get there, and then he'd have something else to razz me about, but he was always good about it. He always put a smile on my face, and then we'd get into class, and he'd be just ready to go. So he really did bring excitement. He helped other kids. He always asked questions, and he was diligent about his work. He always wanted to do the best that he could. He had one of the best Adirondack chairs that I've probably ever seen from a student overall, and he took good pride in making sure that it was great. To have a student like Alex Black makes our lives so much easier and more fun, even when they decide to put their finger in the table saw. Thank goodness for technology because, yep. He did not have to go to the hospital. He did not have any injuries. I'm thankful. Trust me, he's not the first one to do it. So just, from my heart, you are an amazing young man, and it was a pleasure to have you in class.
They didn't have that technology when I was in high school. Yeah. There's been some pretty awesome inventions in the world, but this thing is a table saw, and it spins at million miles an hour, yet it somehow knows to stop the minute it just touches skin. It's unbelievable, and I know Alex's finger is very happy it's been invented, so very cool. The big reveal. All right. Let's bring down the awesome Miss Leafblad to talk about Anna Scholler.
All right, I am actually going to have to keep this short because Anna, come on, Anna might actually pass out. So I do have something prepared, but I'm actually going to keep it shorter to talk about one particular thing that just happened recently. This year at this school, we've been able to open up a school student-run coffee shop and the Wildcat Warehouse. And Anna's been one of our consistently great coffee makers and servers. Okay? So no day in the Wildcat Warehouse was more exciting than the day that we gave away promotional cups that had basketballs on them from the basketball program, because Anna, being awesome in my classes that she's in, also is the manager of the basketball team here, the boys basketball team, and has a true passion for it, and as well in being involved in Special Olympics, playing basketball herself. So being a student athlete, a manager of a basketball team, she was pumped that the basketball team was on these cups. And she wanted one, and immediately at our grand opening ordered her parents to order a drink. And so then, and this is, I don't think ever happened in my entire life, but I was moving a lot of things around down in my basement, and I came across something, a little drawstring bag that we had gotten a million years ago for some promotion or some staff appreciation, and it was shaped like a basketball, and it was a Libertyville basketball drawstring bag. And I went, woo! I'm going to bring this to Anna, and she's going to love it. And I don't think I ever went, woo, when I've ever cleaned out my basement. So, this is what she does to me, is that she's excited. She's ready to go. She's ready to work. She's ready to be there. She's happy to be there. And that is something that impacts the rest of the group too. So she makes it exciting. She makes it fun. She comes with a positive attitude, and it makes everything else so much more fun just by her being there. So here's to Anna, and I better go take her off right now.
I can attest that Anna is a great worker at the Wildcat warehouse. Makes a mean green tea. So thank you, Anna. All right, we're going to keep it rolling, and we'll get some math going with the awesome Mrs. Gourley, who's going to talk about Olivia Gavin. Come on down.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sarah Gourley. I teach in the math department here, and I have the privilege of having Olivia in my second period AP statistics class. I actually have known Olivia or known of Olivia since she was in 8th grade, because in addition to being an LHS teacher, I'm also an LHS parent. So my kids throughout the years have sometimes been involved in different activities that Olivia's been involved in. So you kind of know people from afar. You see them, you recognize them in the grocery store or something like that. Well, I've had a chance to kind of know about Olivia for a few years. And I think it's pretty easy to know about Olivia, even if you don't live in the community. If you just set foot here at LHS, she's involved in so many things, and she makes herself known. She makes a mark on everything. And it's always with a smile on her face, always with a wonderful, positive attitude. So a couple of things I'd like to say is that, first of all, she's an ideal student. So as far as students just work in class, she's extremely diligent. She always does her work, gives her best, and she even catches me when I make a mistake. Because, I know we'd all like to think that we're perfect, but it doesn't happen. And math teachers make mistakes, too. Just yesterday, I was trying to come up with something, and we have this computerized program for homework, which is Math Excel, and it tells you when you're wrong. So I had abbreviated an answer. I'd approximated only to 2 digits instead of 3, and I didn't get the right answer. Someone said, "Oh, but Mrs. Gourley, that didn't say that it was the right answer." So Olivia says, "I think you need to go out one more decimal place. It's 0.021, not just 0.02. Always so friendly, though, not in an annoying way at all. Just, "I think that will work." And sure enough, guess what? She was right. That's exactly what happened, and then it was fine. But she's the kind of person, as a mom, I can say she's the kind of friend that you want your kids to have. She's sweet, and she's thoughtful, she's passionate, she cares about everybody. And at the same time, she is so sure of herself. She has such a wonderful sense of self that if the rest of the world, are kind of dingbats someday, she can stand up and be who she is, regardless of what the other dingbats might say. She doesn't let the turkeys get her down. And that is an amazing quality, which it takes lots of people until adulthood to figure out, but she's got it figured out. She wants to make the world a better place, and I know that she will. I'm quite confident of it. At the table here, I know we're maybe not supposed to share all the secrets, but I heard that she might be the next Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I was told years ago that she actually might be one of the next inhabitants of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, which I think would be, also something that would not surprise me at all. But I really look forward to seeing how she impacts the world, because I know that she's impacted my day every day with a positive smile on her face, and I can't wait to see what's next. So thank you, Olivia.
From the RBG to the OG. All right, we're going to keep it rolling, and we are going to bring down the awesome Mrs. Angelos and maybe Miss Silverberg to talk about Enrique Aguirre. All right.
I just told Enrique that I, too, was going to say he was going to be the next president. And then you used it. Now I can't use it. But I had a quote that I found from a man named Napoleon Hill, who was a self-help guru before it was cool. And he said, "Desire is the starting point of all achievement, not hope, not a wish, but a keen, pulsating desire transcends everything." And I believe that. And when I think of a student who has innate drive and desire to meet his goals, I think of Enrique Aguirre. He's determined, he's resilient, and he's motivated to succeed. And I'm fortunate enough to be a counselor here where I sit in my office and I learn about these amazing individuals that sometimes I feel, teachers don't quite have the luxury and time to get to know their students sometimes as deeply. And it's important to me that Enrique be recognized because not enough people know him here at Libertyville High School. He transferred to Libertyville in October of his first year of high school without the benefit of orientation programs and of knowing people from the middle school. So he and I got to know each other pretty well because even at 14 years old, he was an excellent communicator and self-advocate. I was immediately struck with his gentle, very mature mannerisms, and anyone that knows him would say the same thing. Enrique has a heart that he wears on his sleeve. He's kind and curious, and he's such a good listener. He thinks before he speaks, and I can tell that it's important to him to be careful in sharing a thoughtful, respectful response. And although I didn't write this, I'll say, when I've met students like that, it just shows such intelligence and care, and it's a skill that we can all learn from. And I sometimes also wonder if maybe they haven't been given the same respect, and that makes me nervous. and I just think that we can all learn from Enrique, and I think he's a standout. He's independent and humble and strong. He is honest and tireless in his efforts to achieve his own personal high standards, which is higher than any of us could ever set for him. Teachers and coworkers and family members all describe him as selfless and genuine, reliable and hardworking because he does what it takes. Period. No excuses. He has never complained, and I know that is going to carry him very far in life. He has structured his entire life around creating opportunities for himself to go to college. He works tons of hours at a local florist. They trust him with the biggest jobs. If I was getting married, I would hire him today. He is interested and focused on his academics. He loves to learn and does so on his own. He's researched colleges and scholarships, and I'm just so proud of him. And I wanted to honor you today because I admire you.
Miss Angelos quoted Napoleon Hill. I'll quote Napoleon Dynamite. No. I think you see why whenever I get together with all my principal friends and they try to brag about how great their schools are, I always win because I get to talk about how extraordinary the students and the staff are at this school. I am deeply grateful to our staff for nominating and recognizing the gifts that these young people bring, and I'm so inspired by you guys as students. Thank you for all you do to make LHS such a great place. I will close with a real quote by Maya Angelou, and she talked about the fact that later in life, people seldom remember what you said, and they seldom remember what you did, but she says people never, ever forget how you made them feel. And you guys, as students, as true Wildcats, will leave a legacy here of the way you made people feel in this building while you were with us. So thank you very much.